Hello and welcome back to Rev Endurance Sports and another edition of What is in Our Stand today. Today we're going to talk about synchronized shifting, the three different modes, and how to select them. So the first thing you need to know is there are three modes. The first being manual, not really a mode, but in this case it is manual in the sense that if you are coming from a cable operated bike, you just shift as usual. If you want to shift your rear derailleur or your front derailleur, you can shift at will, however you want. There will be no compensation or any type of adjustment in the system. Whatever gear you choose, that's the one you will ride. Personal opinion, that's the one I would ride my Di2 bike in. Second mode is called the semi-synchro mode. And in this case, you shift your front chainring back and forth, and the rear will compensate for what gear you should be in. And I've done a short on this where you anticipate what gear you're going to be in. You shift your rear derailleur first, and then you shift to your big ring or little ring. And then the last mode is the full synchro mode. And in this case, you're just going to push one button. Let's say it's the right hand shifter, and you push, and sequentially the system is shifting chainring in the front and rear derailleur in the back to give you the correct gear that is the next in line for that gear ratio. And that takes a lot of the thinking out of it, right? So you just keep pushing one button to go to the harder setting to go faster, or easier setting to go up a hill. Okay, so let's take a look at where you select these modes and how you select them. So the first thing is you have this A junction here, and this is going to feel awkward to me, but I'm going to be on the non-drive side of the bike pedaling. And so this is how it goes. So you double push the button, and that's the second mode. Double click again, 1, 2, 3, right? So let's start from the beginning because that'll make a lot more sense. If I double click and I get a long 2-second pause, I'm in manual mode. So in manual mode, if I shift the rear derailleur, it does exactly what I tell it to until it gets to, I think it's the second to last gear, or the last two gears. It won't go any further. It's preventing you from being in little. All right, so now we're going to go back up, and I can choose any gear that I want at any time to include big ring or little ring. And it doesn't matter what gear I'm in the back, it stays there. It doesn't change anything to compensate for any gear. All right, so now we're going to choose semi-synchro. So we double click and we get 2 flashes. Now, if whatever gear I have in the back, it's supposed to be relative to the big chain ring, to the chain rings up front. So if I switch to the little ring, it went down 2 cogs. And you can program this inside the app or on your YouTube app, or also on a Windows application. So if I shift the big chain ring again to big, it then went up 2 cogs in the easier direction. So wherever I'm at, if I'm shifting, let's say I'm way up close to the top of the cassette, if I go to the little ring, it compensates for that. If I go to the big ring, it compensates for that. So it'll shift in the back to whatever gear should be appropriate to the chain ring that you're in. Now the last mode is full synchro. So we double tap, 1, 2, 3 blinks. Now all I have to do is push, let's just say, the rear derailleur gearing, and it will do all the shifting that it needs to do. I'm going to go back up towards the climbing gears now. And you'll see that I am not touching the big chain ring or the front derailleur, and it's switched from the little ring, from the big ring to the little ring. Now I'm going to go the other direction. Hard, 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 hard. And then it says, oh, wait a minute. You should be in the big ring now, and hard, hard, hard. So that's full synchro. And that's how you choose all three modes on your Di2 with your junction box here. You could also do it on the junction box that's inside the handlebar. So that junction box, all you have to do is double tap and it'll switch modes. And of course, you can also find out what mode you're in. So if you push your buttons, that's how you get your battery life. But if you push both buttons, I should say, if you push both buttons, first thing you're going to get is a battery indication, and then 1, 2, 3 blinks. So if you don't know what mode you're in, just push both buttons on your shifter and you'll get a battery indication. So a battery indication and then the mode. So let's do this again. So let's switch modes. Double tap. That's a long steady blink. So that means manual mode. So if I push both shift buttons, notice how it's green and then one solid blink. So it does show me that I'm in the manual mode. I'm going to double tap again. Okay, 2 blinks. That means I'm in semi synchro shifting. Well, let's confirm that. Let's push both buttons. Let that go. 1, 2 blinks. Okay, so 2 ways to find out which mode you're actually in. Either push both buttons or just double tap on the junction box and you'll be able to change from the mode that you were in to another mode. But process of elimination, once you see the blinks, then you'll know which mode you are in. Well, that's all for today. If you like these tech videos, please post a comment down below. I'm working alone, so it's very hard to shoot these videos. So please be kind when you make comments down below, because this is very hard to do by yourself. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. By the way, so many of my videos, it's like 90% of the people watching the videos are unsubscribed. Please subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and it means the world to me. So thank you so much. I appreciate your time and your attention. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you up the road.